The unexpected Facebook notification. A mystery grandchild. Well, Reddit. Strap in for a tale that truly made me question my own sanity, my partner's integrity, and the mysterious ways of the Facebook algorithm. You know how the saying goes, expect the unexpected? Yeah, I wasn't expecting this. The day started ordinarily enough. I'd brewed my favorite cup of hazelnut coffee. Thank you to that Redditor who suggested adding a pinch of salt, game changer. Found a comfortable nook in my well-worn sofa and was all geared up for my morning ritual. A delightful blend of cute dog videos, memes from Rough Funny, and the inevitable deep dives into the abyss of my Facebook feed. Now I've been with Mark for, a solid 5 years. We've had our ups and downs, of course. Like that one time, he accidentally put my limited edition Harry Potter book, signed by Rowling herself, in the donation box, or when he surprised me with tickets to that band I'd been raving about for months. Yes, the Peculiar Penguins. Don't judge. They're brilliant. So when a notification popped up with Mark's mom, lovely Mrs. Whitfield, updating her profile picture, I thought nothing of it. In the background, I could hear the familiar hum of the morning news, reporting on some rare bird sighted in the town. Apparently, it's a big deal for bird enthusiasts. And as the digital pages of my Facebook feed turned, my anticipation grew, thinking I'd see yet another picture of her cat, Mr. Whiskers, in one of his new hats. But oh boy, was I wrong. The picture loaded slowly, probably thanks to my stubborn refusal to upgrade my 2010 laptop. It has sentimental value. Okay, first, I saw the soft pastel hues of a baby blanket. Next, tiny fingers clutching onto a larger thumb. And finally, Mrs. Whitfield's glowing face, holding a tiny infant wrapped snugly in her arms with a caption that read, "Welcoming my new grandchild to the world." Wait, grandchild? I rubbed my eyes, sipped my coffee. Maybe I added a bit too much hazelnut, and looked again. Still the same picture. Still the same caption. Now, to be crystal clear for all you folks out there, Mark and I don't have kids. In fact, we've been on the fence about the whole parenting thing, occasionally discussing it between episodes of Game of Thrones and bouts of late night, existential dread. But as far as my last medical checkup went, and the rather unmistakable absence of a human being emerging from me in the recent past, I was pretty darn certain that no baby had exited my personal premises. So there I was, Redditors, on a seemingly ordinary morning, sipping hazelnut coffee and staring at a picture of a baby on Facebook. A baby that was supposedly my partner's, and yet sure as hell didn't come from my vagina. You want to know what happened next? Well, buckle up, because this rabbit hole goes deep. The string of comments on Mrs. Whitfield's post blurred in front of my eyes. Amidst the congratulations and blessings, there were a few mentions of Mark. "Looks just like Mark when he was a baby," said one. Congratulations to Mark and. My hands were trembling as I grabbed my phone and dialed Mark's number. He was supposed to be on a camping trip, but I had to hear it from him. The call went straight to voicemail. Determined for answers, I dialed Mrs. Whitfield. "Mrs. Whitfield, it's me. Can you please explain the picture?" A long pause. "Oh dear, I thought you knew," she finally whispered. "Knew what?" She sighed. "The baby is Mark's. He had a short fling about a year ago. During that week, he went to Vegas with his friends. The girl, she didn't want the baby, so Mark decided to step up, but he didn't want to lose you. He thought he could keep it all under wraps. I felt like I'd been sucker punched. Mark? My Mark, hiding a child from me. Why didn't he tell me?" My voice was a mix of anger and pain. "He was scared," Mrs. Whitfield murmured. "He loves you. He thought he could handle it all without dragging you into his mistake." A betrayal of this magnitude was not something I was ready to digest. The hours that followed were a blur of anger, tears, and disbelief. Every memory, Every moment shared with Mark came under scrutiny. How many other secrets was he hiding? Late in the evening, a knock echoed through the house. Mark stood there, his face pale, eyes reddened, presumably from the confrontation he'd had with his mother after she realized her grave error. "I can explain," he started, but I held up my hand. "You hid our child from me," I said coldly, the gravity of his betrayal weighing heavily on those words. "It's not like that. I wanted to protect you, us. By lying?" The air between us grew thick, heavy with unspoken words and regrets. We were at a crossroads, forced to confront a truth that could potentially reshape our future. The nights that followed were restless. Mark slept in the guest room, and the house was filled with an oppressive silence. Each morning, we'd pass each other in the hallway, and though our eyes would meet, words failed us both. I'd spend my days trying to focus on work or chores, but my mind kept drifting back to the image of that child. Mark's child. Our life had been irrevocably altered by a single Facebook post. One evening, after a particularly draining day, I found a letter placed on my pillow. Mark's handwriting, usually so haphazard, was painstakingly neat. "I know words might never be enough, but I owe you an explanation. That week in Vegas was a mistake, one that I've regretted every single day. When I found out about the baby, I was lost. I thought about telling you countless times, but the fear of losing you always held me back. I've been financially supporting the child and visiting when I can. I wanted to be there for him, even if from a distance. It's no excuse, but I genuinely thought I was protecting both worlds I cherished. I realize now that in my effort to protect, I've hurt the most important person in my life. You. I'm so sorry." Reading those words, a cascade of emotions washed over me. Anger, sadness, betrayal, and a strange hint of understanding. I understood the weight of responsibility he felt, but the depth of the deception was hard to forgive. The child, innocent in all this, was now forever tied to our narrative. Late that night, as I sipped on chamomile tea, an old remedy Grandma swore by for heartaches, Mark approached hesitantly. "Can we talk?" he asked softly. We sat across from each other in the dimly lit living room. "I met him. You know," he began. "He has your eyes." A weak attempt at a joke, but the sadness in his voice was palpable. "What now?" I whispered. "I don't know," he admitted, "but I want to make it right. For him, for us." The following weeks were a mix of therapy sessions, late-night talks, and painful confrontations. But throughout it all, there was a single, overwhelming question. Could our relationship weather this storm? Now, dear Redditors, this is where I turn to you. Every story has multiple perspectives, and while I've shared mine, I'm left grappling with so many questions. 1. For those who've been through betrayals, how did you rebuild trust? Is it even possible? 2. Should we consider bringing the child into our lives more fully, or would that be too painful a reminder? 3. Do relationships ever truly heal from secrets of this magnitude? 4. And lastly, how do I reconcile with my love for Mark and the hurt he's caused? Your insights, stories, and experiences would be invaluable, because right now, in the midst of this storm, navigating the path forward feels nearly impossible. Update. Hey, Reddit fam. It's been a whirlwind few months since my last post, and boy, do I have some tea to spill. Firstly, massive thanks for all the advice and shared experiences. Y'all are the real MVPs. Okay, so get this. We decided to meet the kiddo, Liam. Yeah, Mark has a thing for the name ever since One Direction. And surprise, the little munchkin and I clicked instantly. Those yoga classes totally paid off during our impromptu living room dance. Offs. But wait, there's more. While at the park with Liam, guess who I ran into? The mother. Yep, you read right. We had a heart-to-heart, shared some tears, and maybe a couple of laughs over Mark's questionable taste in shirts. She's actually pretty cool. And guess what? She's dating someone we both know. Small world, right? As for Mark and me, it's a work in progress. There's therapy, trust exercises. Some are hilariously awkward. And of course, our weekly karaoke nights. A suggestion from a Redditor. We're taking it one day at a time. What do you think about the story? What's your tips? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you have any similar experiences or stories to share, we'd love to hear them. That's all for today's story. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more deep dives into the intriguing world of human experiences. Stay curious, and we'll see you in the next video.